Hey everyone, with the discussion analysis done, I am now doing a scenario replay analysis for Aegis. Aegis is one of the original Tier 6 operations released when they first introduced the mode, and it is now in its second version where they swapped the aircraft carriers for battleships. I am playing the Tier 6 Pan-Asian Premium Destroyer Anshan. It is basically a Navy with a change of nation and now has 8-kilometer torpedoes. The Navy...
Attention! This is Task Force Commander. Our transport ships have been captured. Attack the enemy and retrieve the transport ships.
The Navy received a turret buff, which this ship did not receive.
Roger. Searching for enemy convoy.
Now here, we are about to spot the first spawn of ships. If you are playing an aircraft carrier, it is actually important not to spot them before the Mayhan does, because the Mayhan start smoking whenever they are spotted. So you want to delay the smoke as long as possible. To give everyone more time to do damage. Now a little about the first spawn, which they call the Vanguard. The composition is a total of 5 ships. The possible ships are a mix of Shiratsuyus, Furutakas, Albas, Miyokos, and Ishizuchis. Now, destroyers, it is very easy to AP Citadel, Furutakas, Kumas, Albas, but only only Gaida 150s can really Citadel Miyokos from these distances easily. Cruisers will pretty much be shooting AP to Citadel, and anything who can will be sending torpedoes at the battleships. You'll see that I was still shooting armor piercing at the Miyoko, because the Soviet can still have decent pen damage, even if you're not doing Citadel damage on the Miyokos.
Enemy ships detected in the northwest.
For anyone staying west, which will be typically destroyers and smoke cruisers, you want to leave the smoke a little early so you can get yourself in position to take on this second wave. Now this second spawn is the Northwest group, also 5 ships. It has a possible mix of Kumas, Furutakas, Albas, and Ishizuchis. And with no smoke cover from the Mayhan, you have to use your own smoke.
Smoke General enforcement proceeding to assist.
Now take note of where I am. Usually you want to go west a little bit so you can give yourself some distance. And to give enough distance from you and the group so you don't get detected shooting from smoke. And it's the same procedure. Armor piercing to citadel, torpedoes for the battleships. Anyone who is not staying west should be heading east.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Now if you're staying west with a cruiser that doesn't have smoke,
Enemy cruiser sunk.
it is doable, but you will need to endure a little bit of being fired on. But they will eventually stop shooting at you. It's a matter of just surviving that hail of fire if you want to try. I have a video for that.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Engine boost activated.
So after taking care of the second wave, everyone staying west should be heading north. And now you have the third wave of convoy escorts, which the composition is 5 ships with a possible mix of Kumas, Furutakas, Albas, and Myokos. As mentioned in the discussion analysis, you typically want to leave one of these escorts alive so the transports can keep going further south. As you can see right now, the transports are at the sea line. You do not want to be finishing escorts when the transports are so far north. They will usually get destroyed by the ships in the northeast corner if you decide to kill them this early. You want to at minimum have the transports at the B line, and preferably at the E line. As for which escort to leave last, before, when it was the Saipan, when there was the aircraft carrier, you could leave convoying ship 4 alive and farm damage off convoying ship 3. But now with the Baltimore in its place, we are now leaving number 3 alive. So you saw I sunk one of the ones on the west, and now I'm leaving number 3 alone. Now with only one escort alive, we now just let the bots fight it out. And if the shores sinks, that may not actually be a bad thing. Because as you see here, the shores will sink the last cruiser earlier than we want. We wanted convoy, which is now on the D line, at the E line. And the reason for this is because when the convoy is at the E line, they are out of gun and torpedo range of the northeastern enemy group, which maximizes chance of exiting as well as having all transports survive.
Smoke generator started. Engine boost deactivated.
Now you see, I'm not quite where I want to be. I want to be right at the northern edge of this island, and smoke cruisers want to be at the northern edge of this island. Or if you're bringing two destroyers, one can be in the western half of A5, so to be ready to send torpedoes at these western battleships. Now we are sending torpedoes at the battleships. You need to keep in mind that they spawn, start accelerating and turning, so you can't send torpedoes on the guide. You have to account for those factors.
We destroyed an enemy battleship.
And if you have a couple destroyers, or a destroyer and a smoke cruiser west to sink these two battleships quickly, the rest of the group can concentrate on sinking the Fuso and keeping the northeastern group at bay so the transports can exit without taking much damage, if any at all.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
Now, a special note to my position. What can happen if you are in this position before the convoy escorts are sunk is you will spawn the extra battleships that were mentioned in the discussion video, which are a Congo, Fuso, and a Magi, which will spawn in A5 and 6. And the spawn area is the AB lines and about halfway into the 5 column.
Engine boost activated.
We haven't done much of the strategy for spawning these extra battleships much recently, only once, and in the future I may have one to show you. Now with the northern battleship sunk, it's just a simple matter of defending the transports and farming damage off the northeast group. Of course, you want to prioritize the ships that are farthest south. As mentioned in the discussion analysis, none of the player's ships actually need to be alive to get to win this or achieve 5 stars. So if you have to sacrifice all the player ships to do that, you should do it. And that's pretty much Aegis for you. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching.